Alright, lovely people, we are back, and today I've got something a little different planned. The Road to 2200 series and the Bullet Drill series are of course continuing, but for today I was going to show you all one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life. It was a rapid game, a beautiful attacking game of chess, if I may say so myself, very instructive, very tactically rich. And, I was hoping that at some point or other, I might challenge you all to see if you can find the right moves, the right tactics, the brilliancies, everything, really, from this game. If you find the right ideas, please do feel free to comment them down below. And if there's anything I've missed, any tactics, anything at all, really, just do make sure to let me know about them. I am very intrigued about this game. I absolutely loved it. I've really enjoyed playing it. But alright, without further ado, let's hop into the game. Well, let's hop into the game review. Okay, right, so as we can see, I played with 86% accuracy, and this other guy played with 67.9% accuracy. To be honest, I'll probably blur out the number of brilliance, great moves, all of that. Let's have a look at this game. So, we start off with d4. You know me, I love my Queen's Gambit. I nearly exclusively play that with white. I will branch out though. But okay, we play d4. They play knight f6. I play c4. And then he, lashes out with c5. This is a more challenging way of responding to the Queen's Gambit. Kind of gambiting a pawn yourself and then arguing that the doubled pawns in the center are utterly no good. In fact, it's not a good idea to take, I don't think. It is a book move, but as you can see, black basically has no problems after this. It's practically equal, and honestly I would say that it's quite challenging for white. I've played these positions before, and for me personally, I haven't had a great record with these, just because I like to have a nice center. I am quite an aggressive player, I would say. I do really like attacking chess, but yeah, it's not really my style. Double center pawns is pretty ugly. Anyway, they play c5. I respond with d5, which is another way of playing. It's also, blessed a little bit more by the computer. They respond with b5, which is a really nice move. I kind of ignore it. I don't play the best response. So I know that the best response is to take, and then something they can gambit. They gambit the other pawn, but here you don't want to take because they get some really good developments. You can actually take. Computer says it's fine, but what black gets some really good developments. They immediately start asking questions of your center. So yeah. Anyway, I play d5. They play b5. I ignore it. I just play knight out to c3, and actually already it's basically equal. I mean, black is slightly better here. They decide to take, which is not the best move. They could have pushed. I did see push. I was thinking, yeah, push is interesting, to be honest. I might have had to go back. Like push, knight back. Yeah, knight back. It's not the nicest, to be honest with you. They get some really nice developments as well. But okay, fine. They decide to take. I play e4. They play d6. Nice and solid. I take the pawn with my bishop. Computer is saying f4 is nice. I have played f4 in these positions before, but I don't like how the e-pawn becomes quite weak. Although that being said, eventually you'll probably play e5. Again, I'm worried that I'll overextend, but there we go. So I decided to take the pawn. Bishop here is a complete blunder. Now, I'm not going to say why. I'll give you a couple of seconds to try to figure it out for yourself and see the tactic. I responded with like one of the best moves. It wasn't the best move. There was a better move here. It's quite silly that I didn't see this, but you can simply win a piece. So have a think about it, and then yeah. Alright, cool. Hopefully you've paused and had a think about it. So the idea here is that you can take the bishop, they take back with the knight, and then you have this nice little fork here. And it doesn't matter how you block the check, whether it's with the knight or the queen, you will be taking the undefended knight. So that's the tactic. And I could have just been out of the piece right away. Instead, I play... to be honest with you, I didn't actually see that for whatever reason. I knew immediately this was a blunder, but what I played was queen a4. Okay, so this is a mistake on my part. It's just a reminder to play more puzzles, because here they have a really nice response, which I saw immediately after. So the moment I play this freaking move, I saw, they have Queen D7. Lovely little move. Why is this a great move? This is a wonderful move because if I take the queen, obviously the bishop is only being attacked once and it's already guarded, so that's perfectly fine, right? They don't lose a piece. If I take the bishop, well, if I take the bishop with my bishop, well, they take my queen, and then I would have to recapture, otherwise I'm losing a queen, and that gives them the chance to then capture my bishop back. So it's not great. It's not great, right? I can't just take the bishop with the queen, obviously. So not great. I was thinking to myself, I've kind of messed up here. Actually, I'm still doing really well, as you can see from the eval bar. And the reason why is because of this very nice move, which I did find. Knight b5. Very nice move. Why is this a good move? It's a good move because, for one thing, it means that it gets yet another piece into the attack, right? I have one threat with this move at least, and the knight cannot be captured, right? So we're getting another piece into the attack. It can't be captured, and I have a threat with this move. The threats, so you might want to pause and have a think about it for a second. All right, hopefully you've had a think about it. The threat is knight to c7. Okay, knight to c7 is a fork, and it seems like, well, can't I just capture with the queen? But no, you can't, because the queen is pinned. So if you play here, the queen is going to be pinned to the king by my queen. And then you might ask, well, hold on a second, can't the queen just grab my queen? Well, no, because the knight going to c7 checks the king. So because of all of these tactical interactions between the pieces, the queen sees the queen, but it can't do anything, and obviously the knight forks the king and the rook, so I will be up in exchange at very least. So that's the threat with this move. It can't be captured because if you take with the bishop, right, I take, and then there's nothing you can do and then your queen is pinned to the king, right? So you're losing material there, obviously. So instead, he finds a pretty nice move actually. He plays king to d8. So I was very happy at this point. I saw, look, he's already, at very least, he has lost castling rights, right? So I was feeling good about the position at this point. So what do I play next? I play bishop d2. The idea behind this move is quite simple. I don't care about the pawn in the center, which has been hanging. But I mean, it is like totally hanging. He hasn't really had the chance for various tactical reasons to capture that pawn, but it is totally hanging. And I am fully aware of that. My thinking is that he can take, but like the attack is going to be too strong. My idea with this move is obviously to play a5 as well, bishop a5, and then maybe get the knight in as well. We'll see. Essentially, I'm just getting another piece into the attack. He does, in fact, decide to take, which surprised me. I thought he wasn't recognizing or wasn't appreciating the dangers of the position. The computer actually blesses this. The computer doesn't mind this at all, which is interesting, but fine. I play check, and he just moves his king out of the way. And I was thinking here, like, how on earth am I not just simply winning? And honestly, I am winning. Like it's nearly +3 on the eval bar, so I'm doing really well. You might think there's a tactic here, but there isn't. There actually really isn't. There's no tactic on this king. You can't really win material all too easily here, and instead you've got to play patiently, right? And that's exactly what I did, right? This is not something that I could have done as easily in the past, but it's something that I guess you gain with time. And here I realized, look, there's not much I can do. I did look for tactics here, but I didn't find any, and I kind of realized, look, there isn't anything here. So I just developed my knight, got another piece into the game. Can't be a bad move. He's developing his bishop, trying to fear Chetowitz. It's a nice diagonal, so I understood this. And there's no direct threat to the king. I'm immediately noticing here that black has lots of problems, lots of developmental problems. I don't mean that badly. Lots of problems because the rook, for example, in the corner is just sad. It's not doing anything, right? The knight cannot move. So black is totally paralyzed. Like nearly all of black's pieces are on the back rank. So I'm very happy with the position. I realized, look, right now it's not the time to touch the position. Right now is the time to get your king to safety, and we'll just go from there. So I castle my king. He goes bishop out. And what happens next? Well, I play rook e1. Rook e1. So what was the idea of this move? I'm trying to just, recall my thinking. Rook e1. Well, I'm targeting the knight, obviously. What was it? What was my idea with this move? Well, I thought it was just for one thing, it's just generally a good move because I'm getting yet another piece in the game, putting the rook on a semi-open file, so it can't be a bad move. Right, yes. The other thing that I had in mind was, okay, if the knight comes back to like f6, which is what I initially thought he would do, I can then play b4. Like pawn b4, which is my whole idea. I really want to open up the king, and b4 is my idea. Right now, if I play b4, I'm losing my rook, which arguably is not that bad, right? There is a case to be made that playing that move is okay. I don't think it is in this position. I don't think. Maybe it's okay. No, yeah, it's not great. It's not great, not even because you can take the rook. This is actually not a good move. It's because of this move, right? And then after takes... Right, after knight takes, queen takes, I take there, he wins the bishop, and it's kind of like a fair trade, and he has kind of alleviated a lot of the pressure from the position. So yeah, that's not the move there. I just get my rook in the game. He plays this very nice move f5, right, which I thought was very smart, because you don't want to play you don't want to play knight f6, because you want to make sure that you're still targeting the b-pawn, and at the same time, you're ensuring that your king is still relatively closed. So I thought this was a very nice move, and in fact, it is blessed by the computer that it's the best move of the position for black. Here, what do I play? Yes, here I play b1, rook b1. Pretty self-explanatory move, right? What am I going for? I'm just going for b4. So I move my rook out of the way, defend the pawn, and I'm going for b4. Nothing too crazy. He plays g5. Now, his idea with g5 is actually quite concrete. He's looking for g4, and once I move my knight, he's gonna try to play potentially knight d2, because if I play b4, the bishop no longer sees the e1 to a5 diagonal, meaning that the knight can then get there and potentially cause some chaos. It would be a fork actually on my bishop and my rook. So what do I play here? I think I just play b4. Yeah, I just play b4. I'm very happy with this move. I'm just trying to open up the king, nothing too crazy. He plays g4, and here, what do I play? I play knight h4. Now actually the best move is simply to sack the rook for the knight, which is lovely. It's a brilliant move. Yeah, brilliant move. Lovely. This is a beautiful move. I have to say, beautiful move, because once takes, you're not bothered by the. Okay, you would actually move the knight out of the way. I was thinking you just take here, but no, you move the knight out of the way, and then you're getting the knight in, and it's just terrible. Black cannot move. Right, and then we're going to open up the position, and black's going to collapse. So that's a lovely move. Lovely move. Really, we are removing the only piece in black's position that has any value whatsoever. Right. So this is a really good move. Lots of white's pieces are active. Black's only piece that's really active. You could argue the bishop is also active, but really it's only the knight. The knight is the only one that's causing me any problems. Okay, the bishop, the diagonal is very nice, but there's nothing along that whole diagonal. It's it's staring into empty space. So yeah, very nice move. This is one of those cases where you really got to understand relative piece value. The fact that yes, a rook is for beginners. This is actually very instructive. Yes, the rook is worth 5 points. Yes, the knight is worth 3 points. But depending on position, that will actually change. We say that the knight is worth this many points and the rook is worth this many points. But these are just very, very general, average values. The reality is that they vary. with a position. So in closed positions, knights will obviously reign supreme. They'll be brilliant. Maybe they'll be worth 3.5. Maybe a bishop will be worth 2.5. In open positions, bishops are far better. Maybe 3.5, maybe even 4 if it's a really strong bishop. Here, the knight is the only active piece in black's position. It's probably worth a good 4 points. So yeah, taking it is actually very, very decent. Instead, I play knight to the side, which is not the best move. Not the best move. It does allow him to play, bishop d4, which is interesting. I didn't really see that move, nor was I particularly concerned by this. And the prospect of a rook sack, the possibility of the rook sack would still have been there. So I don't think this was a bad move at all. He plays this move. Now here, I was actually worried for a second because I thought, oh goodness gracious me, this is actually a fork, right? Even if I play like something like, so immediately I thought, okay, maybe I'll play rook c1. If I play rook c1, there's a problem. I play rook c1, he's going to take my bishop, I take my rook, and then he has bishop takes knight on b5, and that's another fork, right? So that's a pretty significant issue for me, and not to mention that I'm losing so much pressure from the black position. So instead, what do I play in this position? I will give you a moment. Please do pause and try to find the move. It's a lovely, brilliant move. But yeah, have a go finding it. Alright, hopefully you've had a think about it. Maybe you found it. The move that I played here is c5. Well, pawn takes on c5, completely ignoring the fork, sacrificing the rook, and yeah, just really appreciating that we need to open up the king. The king literally barely has any legal moves. We don't care that the rook is going to be taken, kind of for the same reason as earlier. Like the knight is the only good piece in black's whole position. This also discovers it discovers an attack onto the knight, right, from the bishop. So I thought this was a really nice move. She ends up taking. Am I going to take back? Am I going to take back? Am I going to take the knight back? Well, once again, I'm going to give you a second to try and find the move here. The move that I played. But yeah, it's not a brilliant move, but it's a really nice move. Once again. Okay, hopefully you had a moment to think about it. I just took another pawn. So this is actually just a good move. Best move here would have been this. Is this a brilliancy? No, it's not a brilliancy. But yeah, I just took the other pawn. I thought, look, I'm opening up the king even more. And I also noticed something else, which is that the knight is trapped. Right, so the knight is literally trapped. It can't get out. You can't play this move. You could play this move, right? But I can just take you. I can just take you. Now I did realize that if this. But I thought, like, look, I have so much activity. I can, rook in. It's just devastating. It's just devastating. This is just wow. Okay, but yeah, I decided to take the pawn. She takes back, which wasn't actually the best move. The best move was knight c3. But okay, let's continue. He takes back, and now it's actually a mate in 8. And once again, I found a beautiful move in this position, which I will let you. I'll give you a chance to try and find it. Alright, hopefully you've had a nice little think about that. So the move that I played here, knight f5. Have a look at this beautiful move. The threats to this move are twofold. Okay, for one thing, I'm threatening to take on d6, which actually would checkmate the black king. So yeah, I mean, queen would have to sack herself, and then I would take back with the other knight because we're now double attacking the d pawn, and I will be checkmate, literally be checkmate, which is what I saw in this position. So what I saw in this position is that the knight, if I could get the knight to e6, so I saw this like here, which is kind of my idea here. I was thinking, look, if I could get my knight to d6, this would be checkmate. Like the king would have no legal moves, right? So in this position, we sacrifice the knight. What's the other threat? Can't the queen just take? Well, no, the queen cannot take because once again it would be checkmate, and it would be a fork, So checkmate and a fork, which is quite nice, So I play this move, and then what do they end up playing? Well, they end up. The next move is forced, and I did see this. It's bishop. It's no, sorry. It's yes. I actually got the move order confused there, but they played bishop e5, you know, adding a defender to the weak d-pawn. What do I play in this position? You know, Gotham Chess would be proud. Gotham Chess would indeed be proud. We sacrificed the rook. We sacrificed the rook. Lovely move. What the threat of this rook cannot be captured. If you take the rook, once again the threat is checkmate, drink your latte, queen has a sack, and this is checkmate. So this was a beautiful low move. You cannot touch the rook. So what does he play? And I did see this. Bishop takes is what he played. And I take back with my bishop. And what I saw is that it doesn't matter what the queen does. I did see queen takes bishop with the idea that afterwards he can take my rook. But he can't. He can't. Because after queen takes, if you take the rook, it's once again checkmate on d6. The king has no legal moves. So instead, after this, he resigns. So I was very, very proud of this game. I was really, really happy. In fact, in this position, it is a mate in 2. I believe the only move is maybe something like this. Yeah, like, no, sorry, not that. This was the only move. After takes, you go here, and this is checkmate. Yeah, you have to sacrifice the knight, but it's over. So, yeah, I was very happy with that. I think I basically saw the mate in 8, which is really nice. We take there, he plays this, we sacrifice the rook, he plays this. The best move here is actually this. I don't blame him for not having found this move. And look at this move. Oh my god! If he had played this and I don't take the queen and I play queen c4, I mean that's just insanity. He has to go here. We play check. So check out this mate. Check out this mating sequence. So we take back. Rather than queen takes, he plays queen c7. We play here. He can't even take, because if he takes, it's checkmate. Oh my god. It's craziness. So instead, we have knight out, you know, desperately trying to hide the king. But check. If king goes to this side, we have check here and checkmate. Well, checkmate, drink your latte in a second. There, it doesn't matter. Alternatively, if the king goes this way, you have this, and the queen is, remember, the queen is pinned. If you take, it doesn't matter, because this is checkmate, drink your latte. And yeah, it doesn't matter what you play, this is checkmate, drink your latte once again. So yeah, I was so proud of this game. Definitely, probably my best game ever. Not in terms of like percentage accuracy. It wasn't the greatest in terms of percentage accuracy. It was like what, 86%. It's not the greatest in terms of percentage accuracy, although I'm still happy about that. But it was just a relentless attacking game. I felt so good playing this game. Like I was constantly telling myself, I've got to be winning. I have to be winning, right? And yeah, I was very, very happy with this game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you gained something from this video. I really have no words for this game. 3 brilliant moves, possible queen sacrifices, a mate in 8 basically found and solved. I mean, what more can you possibly ask for? You know, like what more can you possibly ask for? So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I thought I would share this game with you all. Let me know if you enjoy this format. It's kind of different to the other videos that I've posted. But yeah, there you go. All right, cheerio.